G'day, how you going? This is Ian Harris from Australia here. Now today, this isn't a tutorial. I wasn't even going to make a video of this portrait, but I ended up getting some material together. So what I've gone and done is painted a friend's son of mine who passed away. That's what I painted today. So let's get that on the palette and I'll show you at least what we've got done on film, alright? So I've done it on a 30cm by a 42cm canvas board, and it's done it in acrylic. I've mixed up 3 tones of grey, just a light, medium and a dark tone, and I've used me white and black as well to give it highlight and depth, okay? I've just mixed up 3 colours of grey, a light, a dark and a medium tone. And they're the only colours I'm going to use, and I'm also adding white and black just to add more highlights and depth with those darker and lighter whites and black. But this one isn't going to be a video tutorial, it's just something I'm doing for a friend and taking some work in progress photos of it. We got some darker ones up here. Tedious job. Dark, medium. I've just painted that on there. I'm going to put this one back. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Where's the medium colour? Get the medium and put back there. I'm just using a particular brush. Then I'll wipe it and I want to merge that with that colour there. It's just, to me, it's just a matter of laying down the different tones and merging them together. Which one did I put it? Getting it in there. Wiping the brush and merging it with that darker grey. The background's going to be all black. I'm just getting this medium tone. I've wet all this with the lighter tone. I'm getting the medium tone again, putting it on, wiping the brush, and I merge the two. Tedious job, but those of you who would like to get into portraits, it is a very time-consuming one when you're first starting. And there's a lot of practice. It's a lot more different than like a landscape. Now there's some darker ones in here now. I want to darken those creases up in his dimpledy cheek area here. If you really want to get into portraits, look up some people that are really good at them and can teach you how to do them. I can do them for my own sake, but I wouldn't really go teaching them as an instructor, because there are a lot of people out there doing portraits that know a lot more about them than what I do. So, but you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just sort of sometimes I take a photo with it and look back. It's like squinting your eyes and you can see where you got to go next. But I want to do more detail to the hair. I'm just slowly mucking around here, and you watch what the white does. Like, you get a bit of the white, and where he's highlighted here, there's a lot of, that paint's still damp, and then I'll finish it off with the white. Wipe the brush, because there's too much on it, then I'll merge that into there. It's just like softening the edges, getting it in the right area, wiping the brush and then softening the edges. There's a right highlight right here. Wipe the brush and then I'll soften the edges. And this white's become dirty. When it's really finished, I can add some pure white. See, there's some good pure white right here. Wipe the brush and I'll blend that in. Wipe the brush and just see how I'm softening those edges. My brush isn't in the way, I hope. This is a painting of Jeff Sadek. I know his family very well. I've done the eyebrow in the darker grey, and now I've mixed up a really pale Payne's grey, like a black but with white in it as well, so it's not stark black. It's coming down here, there's a bit of dark shadow there. And then I like to get the pure black. These are just my habits of, just so as the colours are gradiating through instead of just harsh. I don't know if that camera's picking it up, but a lot of people want a video. This won't be a video, so I'm just doing bits of videoing here and there just to show what I'm doing. There we go. That's the eyebrow. What I like about doing my portraits when I do them is popping the black background in. See, this black hair isn't pure black because I need this to pop against it. So I'll just start from here and I'll bring the shape of the ear. I always use a flathead, chiseled flathead brush for this. And the background, I really don't mind having it crisscrossed and brush stroked everywhere, because this actual painting, because I'm not a great portrait painter, I sort of hide mistakes with brush strokes, so you give it that not realistic look but an artistic crisscrossy brush stroke. You can see all the brush strokes in it. I love doing that. So I'll get all this. I could see the difference in real life, how the hair is popping, sitting back in this black background. And I just love these brush strokes being really big, crisscrossed and chunky. And this is what brings your painting back in the lines. You might go out of your lines a bit, or your reference, but this brings it back in. See what's happening there. I'll quickly get this side done. I need to have a break in a minute too. I started on this morning, but I'm just taking my time. There's no rush because I'm not doing a tutorial of it, so it's less stressful. Tutorials can get a bit stressful at times. I've got to cut that in, find his ear, which is there. And I want to bring it down. Where's his face? Alright, I've got to find that sharp bit there. quite a bit of it done. I've still got a lot of detail to do, but that'll happen later on. I want to get the main construction of this painting done. See, I'm digging those paintbrush strokes against the head there so that it's not a line. Try and make it uniform, just so when it's hanging on the wall and the light hitting it shows a uniform brushstroke pattern. It's not just a mess. I just did the teeth with different tones of white and light grey and highlighted it with white. Now I'm grabbing the darker grey for his lips, and this should be able to sink back those teeth. So I've actually worked out in order what to paint first, second and third. And finding the right tone of grey, because I've converted the photo to black and white. If you get them just that too dark or too light, something's not going to work. So I'm just sinking the teeth back first, and then the width of his lip is about here, and then the highlight will create the illusion of a lip as well. I'll get this in. It's not as quick as a scenery painting, but at the same time you get a sense of you're doing something you're happy with. And there's this side, it's pretty thin over here, and come over the teeth here. Because his top lip in the photo, because he's smiling, his teeth have sort of obviously pulled the top of the bottom lip inside a bit, which I can tell, where if I tried to make this a normal looking lip, it might look funny to the picture. So I'm copying most of it to a degree, but putting my own spin on it as well. So there's the top lip. Now I'm looking in there, and there's some good highlights there, so we'll get the white. I'm getting some white, and the top of that lip needs to be highlighted now, just around here. And I want to kind of bleed this highlight into that other softer grey there. I find with eyes, when I'm doing a portrait, which I haven't done yet on this one, but just on the crest of these eyes, a bit of highlight puts it in the right perspective and makes it pop. So I'm just getting the top of this done. It's not much, it's only minimal, but like I said before in other videos, getting those shadows and light and darks in the right spot, I'll wipe that brush, adds the greatness to your painting. So there's just a bit of highlight there. Okay, now we're going to get the bottom lip. I love painting. I find that painting exercises my mind. And the more you do, the more experience you become at what you do. It's wonderful. I've taken the added pressure off doing a portrait for somebody, because my friend the Bill doesn't know he's getting this, where if he came to me or someone came to me and said, can you paint this? I want it like this, that and the other. It sort of adds a bit of pressure. But when you're just doing something off your own back, it eliminates that stress factor, I find. see, so that's why I've done the teeth first, because these lips have sunken it back, as you can see. Almost done. Now to bring these lips to life, that was the darker tone. I'm using the lighter tone and gonna put just the bit of highlight on his lip where it is in the photo. I've got a reference photo there. I'm going to quickly wipe that brush and merge that in, because this is, to me, this is going to be the base of the highlight on his lip. I want to pop it with some white, just so it doesn't look too cartoony. I have a problem not wanting things to look too cartoony. Well, that's one little bit on that side, and there's a distinct bit here. Just like that. Blend that in. There we go. Can you see that? Alright, now I'll just get the plain white. Clean that brush. I'm just grabbing the plain white. And I just want to sit this on top of that dirty highlight. And a little bit here, not too much, just the smallest. Okay, I've got some Payne's grey out of a tube. His top, I'm just about finished this, so I'll bring, this is a bit different than the black. Whether it looks like that on the camera or not is another thing. And I'll sink his neck down. And we'll paint the rest of the background in there as well. This is coming from about here in the photos. Now, it is very close to the black background, so what I'm going to do is just get a bit of white, just the minimal bit of white, and hurt that paint a bit, just so, yeah, that's what I want. It's kind of made it a silvery grey colour. That's it, look at that. That's exactly what I want. Just so it's not going to sink in the background and disappear. Alright, we'll paint the rest of that in. There we go. It's sort of like a midnight navy blue, which is, that's alright. I'll quickly bulk of this colour in, then I can brush stroke it evenly. And I'm not worried about going outside the lines there, because our background will sink it back appropriately. There we go. Just something subtle. I'm giving this painting a name. I'm calling it Forever Young because he is captured forever young in this picture. And how I'm doing the font on this painting, I'll show you. I've printed out the word Forever Young in a font style. Okay, then I put it against the window so I can see it, and I used lead pencil and went over it, okay, to act like a carbon paper. I put that onto the painting and pressed on it, and you can see, where are we? It's put the image there, Forever Young. So now I'm going to, hopefully my white paint pen will work good and I can get that thin and thick in the areas where the font needs to go, okay? So I'm going to put that on there now. Okay, let's see how we go. If we've got to lay it down, I can do it upright. So sometimes these can drip, so I'm making sure none of the drips come off it. I'm doing it in one pass at the moment, and then I'll thicken up the bits that have to be thick, which is like this part of the F. Okay. Alright, I won't bore you with all of this. I'm going to lay it down and do it so I can do it more comfortably. If I can. Where are we? That's a bit thick there. Alright, I've just mixed up some of that Payne's grey with some white just to find somewhere to sign it. Where can I sign it? I might sign it over here. Just, I don't want it too big. Just something subtle. And we'll put Steve's little footprint there as well. There we go. I wouldn't mind seeing how that looks like in a frame. Just a black frame with a white inside border. It doesn't look too bad. There's a portrait of Jeff Sadek, my friend's son. Forever Young. Black and white. I wasn't going to do a video of this, but I was able to get some bits of it filmed, so I might as well try and edit it together and get it up there, and we'll have a nice video out of this, okay? Hope you like what I did here. If you do, tell a friend, but if you don't, tell everybody. All the best, goodbye, good luck, and good on you.